Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Ahmed and I welcome you all to today's meeting. So, guys, where have you been in this summer vacation? Goa, Kashmir, Ooty, or somewhere abroad? And how was it? Did you enjoy it completely? Well, today's session is all about exploring the joys and importance of traveling. But before we get into today's session, there are a few ground rules that are to be followed during this meeting. Please put your mobile phones off or on silent mode. Please refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics. Please mute yourselves unless you come on stage. More importantly, please turn on your cameras through the session to witness your beautiful smile and face. I'm also going to talk about Toastmasters mission. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually positive learning environment through which members develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Without further ado, let me hand over the stage to presiding officer of Vellore Toastmasters Club, Toastmasters Bharat. Over to you, Toastmasters Bharat.
Thank you, Surgeon at Arms, for setting up the tone of the session. All right. A very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and the beautiful guests of fellow Toastmasters Club and the Toastmasters from other clubs as well. So I welcome you all to the 130th session of Value Toastmasters Club. Yes, let's give a big applause for that. Great. So before getting in the session, there are some few highlights that I wanted to mention in this session, right? So the first thing is like Value Toastmasters Club has got the award of Beat the Club in this term, and that is for adding up six new members in the month of May and June. And yes, a big kudos to each and every one of you. And secondly, the most important thing, we have achieved the level of select distinguished in this term. And yes, I thank the member who overall supported for this and each and every member of the club and for who made this award to get for Value Toastmasters Club. So just let us all give a very big applause for that, right? So thank you all for the continuous support throughout this term, and we had achieved this level because each and every one of us were too much enthusiastic towards the role and whatever the role they are doing in the club. So that is the result of what we have got. I mean, in this term. So there are a few more highlights in today's session. There is Toastmaster Shavani is playing her first role. So all the very best, Toastmaster Shavani, for that. And Toastmaster Anandan has completed his pathway and he is starting his new pathway on effective coaching, and he is going to give his icebreaker speech on his second pathway. So all the best for him too. And to add colors to our sessions, we have some outside role players. Yes, they are Toastmaster Priyank from Virudhunagar Toastmasters Club and Toastmaster Divya from Towering Speakers and Toastmaster Bhavishya Sri Ramesh from Ramya Toastmasters Club. I thank each of you for being with us, and yes, and I hope you'll all have a great time here with us today. So before closing my presiding address, I just want to tell a small story, right? So yesterday I just went to a place like I went to Texas Instruments where the Division A D92 finale has happened in Bangalore. So they will celebrate things like the term is going to end. So they will celebrate what are the achievements they have done in the Division A and with some keynote sessions and things like that. So they have invited a speaker named Jai Narayanan. So he's a professional public speaker. And yes, So actually, he's a person who is a graphical designer, architect, and a painter. But 20 years before, he just turned blind. Okay. So his eyes was clear. He had a clear vision from his birth, and he lost his vision on 20 years before. And yeah, he doesn't know what to do in his life. And after that, he got married to a person, and this person is a Toastmaster, and she made him join Toastmasters, and now he's he has become a very good public speaker. So he just shared a small story in his keynote session. I just want to share you with each of you. So there was a person, a man who just got married, and he always having fights and arguments with his wife. He just completely got depressed. He doesn't know what to do again. So he went to a person who is in the top of the mountain, and there was a monk, a wise man. He just went to the person, and he told the monk, "Oh monk, I'm just always having problems with my wife. Whatever I speak, it's ending up with fights." So he just told this to the monk, and the monk told, "Okay, I'll give you some solution for this." So what he told is like, so whenever your wife is speaking, so you just keep a cold water near you, and when she started speaking, you just drink that cold water, and you don't swallow it. You just keep it in your mouth and do like this, like this. Okay. So he just went to home, and his wife started fighting, and he did the same. He has taken the cold water and drink it, and yes, he did the same law like what the monk said. And surprisingly to him, his wife stopped fighting and she went. And the same thing, he went to office, and his team leader was he's just putting his arguments and he's fighting with him, and he did the same with his team lead too. And again, he found that worked for his too. Now he was really amazed and surprised, and he just went fast to the mountain again, and he met the monk, and he thanked to the monk for giving us such a solution. And he just asked, "What is the secret behind it?" And now the monk told, "Hey, hey man, it is not just because of the cold water that you have it in your mouth. It is just because of we have to remain shut when things are not going on our way. We have to be patient, and sometimes silence can solve a lot of problems." So this is what he said. And then the young man understood the importance of keeping shut at some times of life when things are not going in our way, and we have to look for the time that we can do something better. So this is one message that I wanted each of you to keep in your mind. And yes, so with this note, I would hand over to our Toastmaster of the day. Well, this person has joined just a month before, and he's taking up the role of Toastmaster of the day. A very big kudos to him. So he is one of the enthusiastic and the energetic Toastmasters of Velu Toastmasters Club, and I hope he will take us all to a great session today. Over to you, Toastmaster Kennedy.
All right. So thank you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Bharat, for your good words. A very good morning and warm welcome to fellow Toastmasters. And I'm Toastmaster Kirandeep, and I will be the host for today's meeting. So I hope you're excited to see and have a great discussion on our theme today. Let me share on our theme, travel tales. And I hope you're seeing my screen, right? Can you please confirm?
Yes.
All right. So before moving forward to our theme, I want to ask some questions to all of you. So I would like to know, like, what is the recent travel place you have been? And can you tell verbally, or else you can post in the chat too? Over to you, audience. Yeah. Any place you have visited recently?
I
Traveling?
have been to Bangalore recently.
Yeah. Awesome.
Uh,
Any
I
other?
I went to Tirunelveli, and there's this border, Teni Kerala border, Kumuli, Tekedi, yeah. So that was
Wow.
May month for me.
Awesome.
And
That's
of
really
course,
very good
Pondicherry,
places.
being in Chennai, so Pondicherry it was very hot. So it's not just adding that to the vacation, but yeah, May month.
Awesome. Very nice places you have been traveled to. And if other follow-up question, like, can you share some experience, like funny incident that happens when you are in your travel journeys? Anyone you can share here.
Sorry, what was the question? Anyone?
Any funny incidents happen to you, like when you were traveling? Funny experiences.
Actually, I didn't have any funny experiences, but then
Okay.
very impulsive decisions, I would say. The plan was to go to only Teni, but then it just kept on developing. From there, we went to Tekeri and Kumuli. From there, Madurai, and then Tirunelveli. So
Oh,
that was it. So
okay.
impulsive decisions, not funny ones.
Got it.
Yeah, that is one thing that I want to tell you when we all planned for going to travel. You know, when we are staying in a bachelor room and we are four friends. So whenever we want to go to somewhere, we will plan something, and eventually we will drop it. And again, when we get bored, again we'll plan it, and again it will drop. So it will be continuing.
Yeah, I feel it, but most of the times we actually do those things, which we plan many times, but only unplanned things go very well. And I want to share my funny incident that happened to me while I was traveling. So, few months back, when I went to Tirupati, it is a very good devotional place in South India. And at that time, while I was eating banana seriously, and two monkeys come near to me, and they attack me and take banana. I'm happy if they only take banana, but they taken my bag too, which contain many electronic devices, and it makes me to run along with them for half a kilometer. Finally, I get the bag, but the funny thing is they throw into the water. It's like a very funny experience, and it's like memorable for me too at the time. Yeah. And a last question before moving forward to our theme. So, guys, do you all know swimming? Swimming, like, because in traveling, it is a good skill to have. Can I know, like, everyone know about swimming or not? Anybody who knows swimming or interested to learn that?
thoda
Yeah, I'm
that
interested
kind
to
of
learn
thing.
that, but
Can you just come
yeah,
again?
it,
I didn't get you. Can you just come again?
Swimming. You know, like the key skill of swimming is very important while we are traveling, when we are visiting to any hill stations or like that.
See, being a professional course student, we don't really get time to travel. We just
Yeah,
land up doing internships. That is my travel time to go there, travel to us and come.
yeah, feel it. All right. So I hope we are set to go into our travel tales and discuss some great memories. And seeing travel tales, right? And seeing this image, particularly, I am reminding a famous quote by great philosopher and great poet Rabindranath Tagore, who once said, "A travel is a big book for those who doesn't travel. Read only one page." And I hope you got that essence. So traveling is very important in our day-to-day life, and in these busy schedules, it helps us to gain a great piece of relaxation and help us to set for new activities like that. And I'm here very happy to be here with you all today and to discuss and embark on this new journey of travel tales. And I want to note here that being in a great country like India, we are exposed to different cultures where the new habits, the food habits, clothing styles, and also different languages are like it will keep on changing by within few kilometers of radius. And hope like we are very fortunate to that, and it's our opportunity to explore all of them in our God given wonders. All right, I hope we can discuss more on this going forward. But as a Toastmaster of the day, it's my responsibility to introduce the role players of today's meeting. Actually, these evaluators and role players plays a key important role for the evaluation part. So help me to introduce the general evaluator, Divya, from Towering Speakers, to give a brief introduction about evaluations and their team members. Over to you, Divya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kirandeep. As a general evaluator, I'll be evaluating the whole of the meeting from the start till the end. And I'll not just be doing it all alone. I have a team of members who would be working along with me to present the report. So let me have the first team member of mine, who is a listener, Toastmaster Bharat. Can you please come forward to describe about your role to us?
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I'm the listener for today's meeting. So what do I do as a listener? So my role is very simple. I'm going to listen the whole session and I'll just take note of the important informations and the key points that has been shared in this session. And when I'm called upon during the report, I'll be asking you guys few questions on the information that is shared and you have to answer me. And I'll be appreciating for the people for answering for the right thing, right? And this is my role, and over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. Looking forward for your role. We now have the next role player, who is going to be the timer, Toastmaster Priyank, who is from Vridnagar Toastmasters.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I hope I'm audible. As a timer, I will be timing the prepared speeches, education speech, and the table topics. The prepared speeches, at 5 minutes, I will show the green card, and then at 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and at 7, I will show the red card, and it will stay for another 30 seconds. For the table topics, green at 1, yellow at 1 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes, and will stay until 2 minutes 30 seconds. For the evaluation section, for the prepared speech evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes, green at 2, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes, and the card will stay until 3 minutes 30 seconds. If anyone goes beyond the extra 30 seconds, they will be disqualified. I'm finding issues in sharing the screen. So is it okay if I put it into the chat or comments?
Okay, no problem. Naveen, can you help like sharing the timings, timer counts?
I didn't get you, Kiran. So, do I have to share the timers screens to
counts.
our WhatsApp group, or how is it?
I think she's having some issues. It's
Okay,
bit shady.
okay. Let me take over. No
Yeah.
issues.
Priya, you can note down the timings, and Naveen will show the timer codes while
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah, I can put it on the chat and probably he can
Perfect.
display the card. With
Yes.
that said, I am handing the control back to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyank, for describing about your role to us. And I believe the cards will be shown by Toastmaster Naveen. And Priyank, will you be noting down the timings?
Yes.
All right, okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen, for stepping in. And thank you, Toastmaster Kirandeep, for this. We now have our next role player, who is going to be Toastmaster Darshini. She's going to take up our counter. She's doing our counter now. Can we hear from you, Toastmaster Darshini?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. So, the minute I got to know that today's theme is traveling and related to traveling and its travel tales, I really wanted to be a part of this session because for me, traveling has been very close to my heart. And here's a thing that is, a fine line, and that connects traveling and my role here is that in my role, I mean, my role as an art counter today, when you give a speech, you have to have a very clear head for you to give a speech without any accounts. You just have to frame all your sentences and keep it in your head for you to not stammer in between. And how is that possible, guys? For me, if you ask to clear my head, I pick up my bag and I travel somewhere. So I feel that today's session about traveling is very important, not just for you to clear your head, to also clear your head and give great speeches on Toastmasters. So, as an accounter, my role is to count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words you may use when you're speaking on stage. I will be observing and taking note of words such as like. These are filler words that affect the effectiveness of a speech. And there is this one tip that I have been telling for quite some time now in our Toastmasters, and I feel like I should continue telling this as an R counter because we have a lot of incoming newbies in here. So, is that whenever you feel a little overwhelming or nervous or anything, that is where these R counts occur. So, one tip is that the minute you know that it's not right in your head or you don't know what you're talking, take a pause. You are allowed to take a pause in Toastmasters. Take deep breath. The minute you do this, all the other lines will be recollected in your head and you'll have sentences back to back to say after that. So this meaningful pause will enable you to not use a filler word in your upcoming next set of like what 3 minutes of your speech. So this is something that I wanted to say. Please do make use of the meaningful pauses, and if it's very overwhelming, take a pause. It's okay. Let's just try to avoid all these filler words, and I will come back with my report towards the end of the session. Thank you. Over to John.
That was excellent, Toastmaster Dashini. Moving on to God, we have Toastmaster Shravani as the grammarian of the day. Toastmaster Shravani, can you please explain your role to us?
Thank you, General Evaluator Divya. I would like to share my screen to introduce my role. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
So today I am playing the role of grammarian. So today my responsibilities are to check for the grammatical errors, such as if you see in these sentences. Here, I has been to many countries is grammatically incorrect because I is first person singular and has should be used with third person singular. So I will be looking for grammatical mistakes similar to this. And the second one is I will check for mispronunciation of words. For example, the word pronunciation, we say by mistake we say pronunciation, but it should be pronunciation. So I will check for the pronunciation of words, and I will also check for the good uses of words, idioms and phrases, etc. For example, if somebody uses the following sentence in the speech, like after months of planning, we finally hit the road and embark our adventures. Here, the hit the word is a idiomatic expression that means begin a journey. So I will be noting this kind of idioms which are used by the speaker. And the main role is to give the word of the day. It is hudophile. Hudophile is a person who loves or has a strong passion for travel. So I encourage all the speakers here to use this word, the hudophile, during their speech. The origin of the word is from a Greek language. It's combination of two words, hudo and phile. Hudo means journey and phile is lover of. So hudophile is a person who is lover of journey. And the opposite of hudophile is hudophobia. As we know, hudo means journey and phobia means fear. It is someone who has fear to journey, especially road trips. Here are some usages. Are you a hudophile? We can reply, well, I am a hudophile at heart. Traveling brings me immense joy and fulfillment. If you are not a hudophile, you can reply, no, I am not a hudophile because I have hudophobia. The idea of going on road trips terrifies me. Thank you. I hope my role and the word of the day are clear to you. Over to General Evaluator Divya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravani. I just realized that I am also a Hudophile. and I'm very sure many of the members present here would be using the word of the day today. Thank you, Toastmaster Shravani. I'll present my report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Kiranji.
Thank you, Gender Evaluator Divya, and your army of professionals who explained with very great visuals of our board evaluation process. And I hope you're supposed to start our ice-breaking speech, but we can wait for Anandan sir to come. And before that, we can have a small game, and I will show some visuals, and you need to guess which place it is, so that let's see what is your photo file memory. Let me share my screen. All right, you are going to see one place. Can you guess which place it is? And I hope people in Vellore and Chennai guess this place almost right.
Marina.
All right, that's the right answer. It is one of the best beaches in entire South India, and many people from our place also come to visit there in our free times. Really good. And can we go for next one? I hope everyone is ready for that, and let's see. Can you guess which one it is?
Kutub Minar.
Charminar, Hyderabad.
Charminar.
Charminar.
Yes.
Charminar.
Almost everyone is right. It is Charminar, which is placed in Hyderabad in Telangana district, Telangana state. It is one of the best architecture which was built by Nizams, and it depicts our Asian cultures and also different monuments. All right, and these are the two images I want to share with you all. One second. Now I have a quick question for you all. Like if you had a chance to visit to your dream place, dream tourism place, what it will be? Like, can you share your places which you want to visit?
It will be
Anything it can be.
Masovar. I want to visit Kailash Masovar as a solo trip.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And
That's good.
yeah, and this part of this Kedarnath and this part when I visit a lot.
Yeah, I do have wish list in my. I want to visit Kailash. That's a very good place. Any other guys? I want to see from you, from all of you also. Any place inside India, outside India.
Recently, I don't know what is this obsession with me and Kolkata. So I just wish that in this year I get the chance to visit Kolkata. I don't know. I just randomly
Wow.
go to Kolkata.
Yeah. And Caroline, any wishes you want to visit? Any places?
I want to. It's not about visiting the place. I want to have
Yeah.
the food of Kolkata.
Oh,
Their rasgulla and all is
Rasgulla,
very
yeah.
good because I had a roommate who was from Kolkata, and every time she comes, she'll like bring one box of rasgulla, and I would like sit down and eat it like it's like it's just so nice. So I thought like I'll visit, explore their culture, their food, and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. As a sweet lover, I feel when you say Rasgulla, yeah, definitely. Yes. Yes, Caroline, you can continue like which place you want to visit, which
Yeah,
travel.
hi. I would also like to visit Kolkata and I would also like to visit Bangladesh, you see, because we get a
Oh,
lot of families who come from West Bengal and from Bangladesh to Christian Medical College. So I get to see many families from that area, and they share a lot of very interesting culture and their Durga Puja festival. No, whenever they visit us during that time, they bring a lot of they're so rich in their culture and their worship and their songs, literature,
yes.
everything really fascinates me. So yeah, I would also like to visit that area once pretty
Awesome.
soon.
Yeah. That's very good choice. Any other guys? Any other from any other guests? Other Toastmasters?
Default desire of every boy's Goa.
Go. That's a very dream place for most of us.
Not even
Yeah,
for
eventually people who plan for both
I think there's a very
Yeah,
famous
people.
meme of Goa trip being cancelled.
Oh,
Yes,
That is
exactly.
what Bharat was telling that the group of boys will plan and then it never works.
yeah.
Yeah, finally they will go to Nandi Hills and they will finish their dream.
Yes. And finally, Prashant, like you want to add any place? Okay. I think Prashant is in you. Okay. So Toastmaster Anandan came, and I hope we can continue our ice breaking speech. Uh, okay. So I request speech evaluator Naveen to discuss his path, project, and objectives for his speech.
Yep. Thanks for the
Let's
intro,
wait.
Toastmaster Kiran.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's wait for a few seconds.
Sure.
Good morning, Anandan sir. You are on mute. Yeah.
Yes, so Naveen, you can just start reading out the speaker's objectives, and then Kirandeep, you can just ask Anand sir to
Just
unmute himself,
no.
and then
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. You're audible.
yes.
I'm
So,
audible now?
Yes.
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 Okay, Naveen,
Can I
you
give
can
my
start.
speech again? Who's the timer?
So I'll be playing the timer as well as the evaluator role for you, answer. You
So
can.
you'll be showing me the green card, yellow card, and red
Yes.
card, huh?
Yes.
Okay, you're visible.
Let me show you the screenshot. So I will show like this.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Yes.
Thanks, Kirandeep, for giving the intro. So I'll be playing the evaluator role for today. And today's speaker is our Anandan sir, who's doing his second pathway and level 1, and he's doing his icebreaker speech today. So the title is Effective Coaching for today. And purpose of this speech is to introduce himself and our club and learn the basic structure of the speech. And I'll be noting down all the points about the speech and giving my report at the end of the session. So over to you, Kirandeep, Toastmaster.
Yes. So, I hope the stage is set.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Anandan. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Toastmaster Anandan.
Kirandeep, just a second. So I think Anand sir camera is is not straight in the straight view. So is it same for everyone, or is it only for me?
Yeah, it's set. So, can you tilt the
Yeah.
mobile? Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So,
Okay, good.
Toastmaster Anandan, effective coaching, Toastmaster Anandan.
Thank you. Life is a miracle, a wonder, a mystery, and a gift of God. It's a roller coaster ride filled with joy, pleasure, and anxious moments. Have you ever fallen into a pit, sir? Have you ever fallen into a pit, madam? I have. I have fallen into a very, very deep pit. In the year 2000, due to a technological development and the government policies, my business, which was started in 1945 by my father and my grandfather, and which I inherited in 1990, had to be closed down. It'll buckle down like a deck of cards. Usually they say in the stories, my ship sank. Yes, my ship sank. With all the merchandise, I lost more than a crore. Just imagine the condition of a human being when he loses everything. Losing money is no problem, but unfortunately, I lost my health and my mind. I was nearly tied up for nearly 1 full year. But life is filled with wonders and mysteries. I had to prolong with selling my car, my jewels, my valuable things. And finally, I had even sold my dining table and had nothing more to sell. So I think it's reached the heights, and now I have to do something. The biggest problem is I was a boss, and now I have to become an employee. The transformation of a boss to an employee is very, very humiliating and heartfelt emotions. But I had nothing to do. I had my son, 15 years old, and my daughter, 10 years old. I have to feed my family and educate my children. So I joined a company, a Honda two-wheeler, as general manager. My previous experience in marketing, sales, administration, and problem solving helped me to get this job in Vellore, but with a paltry salary of just 5,000 rupees. Anyway, it's good for a start. I started educating my children. Then I put on very severe hard work, strenuous hard work, and then I became a general manager of Tata Motors. Then I became a general manager of Ape Auto. I was started growing because of my sincere, honest, dedicated work. My only aim was numbers. That's what the boss wanted. He wanted me to do the magical numbers of sales. And I concentrate fully on that. And at the same time, I concentrated on training my subordinates because I had got a lot of chippies, which I had to change them into commandos. I did that. I spent a lot of time, energy. Every Saturday, I used to spend hours to train up these people. And finally, I succeeded. My name and fame grew. My popularity grew in automobiles. I became the general manager of Mahindra cars, then Ford car. And my remuneration also started increasing. And my lifestyle was also growing bigger and bigger. By the grace of God, I told my children that education is the most important thing in a human's life. And by God's grace, they were very understandable, and they put all their efforts and did wonderful studies. My son finished his diploma in tool and die making with gold medal, and then he finished his BTech mechanical with a gold medal, and did his MBA with a gold medal, and got a job in L&T, Bangalore, and then he flew to US, New Orleans. My daughter, she's a state rank holder in +2, and then she did a BA English Literature gold medalist, MA English Literature gold medalist. My children made proud of me. It was worth my hard work, my strenuous work. I used to work for 12 hours, 14 hours per day. But at the end, my name was growing, my fame was going. I was rising up as Anand. Oh, he's a number one person in automobile. I got that name, and I was slowly crawling out of the pit, dark, deep pit. I grew. My sons settled in US. I got both of them married. They are very well settled now. And I had been to US 4 to 5 times. And luckily, I joined the Toastmasters through my son. And there I shined. I had an opportunity to be in American clubs. And this Toastmaster, my experience made me to become a motivational speaker, a counselor now. Now I am very well settled, and it is now high time for me to lift up as many people as I can. I want to share all the knowledge I have acquired in my life, which I am doing now regularly. And I'm proud of my children and playing with my grandchildren happily and merrily. And you people, any of you, if you have fallen into a pit, don't worry. See how I crawled out of the pit, and you also try to crawl. Hard work always pays. Thank you. Over to the TMOD.
Yes. So, firstly, really great speech, and the struggles you face inspires a lot of youngsters like us. And the way you converted the setbacks to achievements and the mentality of driving more even force and the way the confidence help us to again get setbacks to your great life. That's really great speech. And I request fellow Toastmasters to give a feedback in the chat.
Thank you. It's a very long story. It's a 23 years old story in 5 minutes. Anyway, I think I did justice to show the bad part of me, the struggling part of me, and the prosperous part of me also. Thank you.
Yes. I request everyone to like small feedback in the chat. We take a 1 minute buffer time for this. All right. Okay, I think it's good to go forward with the meeting. So I want to today is a special session. And have you ever feel like lowering your confidence, some self doubts, and being into self comparisons like that? I myself face many times like this, and today generation it's becoming more normal like that. So how to overcome this? So to make overcome and to build a self confidence increases. So here we have a great speaker for today's session, and I would like to introduce Abhijit Roy, DTM, and I want to give a professional intro about him. And he is a business development and legal professional in oil and gas industry for 30 plus years, and he also Toastmaster for 5 plus years. And he not only that, he is a triple crown awardee for 3 consecutive terms. Also, he is a division level contestant for 2 times in table topics and speech evaluation contest. Currently, he is serving as the Division E Program Quality Director of District 124 and club member of Noida Place Toastmaster Club. And regarding his personal interest, he is very interested towards traveling, photography, gardening, and marathoning. So I welcome Abhijit Roy to have a great discussion about building confidence and also build better professionals. Over to you, Abhijit Roy.
Thank you so much, everyone, especially all the members of Vellore Toastmasters Club. Indeed, there was a couple of few days ago when Bharat reached out to me and he was trying to talk to me about hosting a session, a small workshop, especially revolving around how to motivate members and a convincing note so that everybody stays with this wonderful platform. I said, enough of Toastmasters thing, Bharat. Really, we are all here to talk only about Toastmasters. We are only selling the concept of Toastmasters. But even without saying it, how do we make an impact in the minds of the people, in the way people think and behave, so that automatically they start searching a similar kind of platform like Toastmasters or even Toastmasters, which actually will help them in getting better. So my purpose for the particular workshop was not to sell the concept of Toastmasters, but to make people feel very much inspired of what Toastmasters actually gives. So you, everyone would have heard the concept of something called as indirect selling. You don't sell the product right in front of people saying that, hey, this is the product. Would you like to buy? These are the benefits. No, you do you become a cash cow and you take this thing offline by giving people a kind of belief of what this any platform like Toastmasters can give. But I think what I am doing right now is too much of you Toastmasters and using this kind of word. But main thing we all need to understand, my friends, is that this session is actually for the next 15-20 minutes will revolve around what is self doubt and how you can come out of that self doubt and build more confidence within yourself. So, the session tagline that I chose is breaking the habit of self doubt and building real confidence. How many of you at some point in time or even on a regular basis have come across such a situation where you have been asked to do a particular task, you have been given some kind of assignment, and the very first thing that triggers your mind is, will I be able to execute this? That is the first thing that would have ever happened with you, even though you are a very confident executor, you are a great employee, you are smart, you are talented, you have everything within you to execute it successfully. But the first thing that triggers your mind is, will I be able to do it? Has any one of you faced this kind of situation ever in your lives? Raise of hands. I have, certainly. Whether I have been able to execute it, that comes later. But the very first thing, oh, this is the task. How should I do it? Will I be able to do it or not? What is exactly that kind of a situation is nothing but self doubt. The first thing that comes in your mind, and this is human behavior, human thought, that whenever you are given an opportunity to do something, whenever you are being assigned a task or something to work on, the very first thing that comes is, how will I be able to do it? Will I be able to do it or not? And by when will I be able to do it? These why when things keeps haunting us to make us feel that whether the thing that we have been given to execute will be done successfully or not. In similar lines, even while you're at home, for mothers and for all those parents, when your kids reaches out to you, they said, mama or papa, this is the assignment that this is the homework that I have to do, will you be able to help me or not? You take a step back, and what you realize is, well, it has been quite a long time that I've actually gone through that curriculum. Will I be able to help my kids in doing their homework properly? Will I go right or wrong? These questions still keep coming. Even on the field, you send a night watchman. I'm talking about cricket, prima facie. You send a night watchman on the ground. The night watchman will say, why am I sent when there's only one wicket which has fallen? Well, the expectation of the team management, the expectation of the captain is different. The night watchman with that tag is not being sent on the ground after the fall of one wicket just to be bowled out and then come back to the pavilion. But there's a lot of expectation that he can enhance his ability, he can gain confidence to execute, he can make runs, he can probably hit sixes and fours to enhance his confidence. That is why the tag called night watchman is being put when 11th order batsman or a last batsman is being sent only after the first wicket is down, right? So these are simple things which we don't realize. It's a common phenomenon that keeps on happening, that triggers our mind, and we kind of, in all those silos, we forget as to what we really need to do. The important element that always need to be built in all of us is that we have that in us to execute things not just properly but in a systematic manner, within given deadlines, and up to the expectations of the people who have assigned us that task. We have that in us. What it takes is little bit of courage, self belief, confidence, and regular systematic work. I wouldn't say smart work, I wouldn't say hard work, but systematic work. There are people who keep on slogging, they keep on working, but then the end result does not really come out well. There are people who are called as smart workers, but my personal belief is smart workers always tend to take a little bit of shortcut somewhere or the other, because they either let other people execute the work for them, or they take less time to execute their work. Somewhere, if you go and deep down dig into those elements, you will be able to find out that there is some shortcut which has been taken up. So how you exactly can do it is something which we all need to. And I thought, let's not build on any kind of presentation, because these probably will be very much theoretical. A lot of times where theoretical explanation is required, we can always take support of presentations and bullet points highlighted. But this is a kind of topic which can relate to all of us. This is a topic which can relate to our day to day practices, our habits that we are into, right? So I just wanted to really know, and I want to make this session quite interactive for people to really talk to me, because it's just not about breaking the, you can say, breaking the habits of uh, self belief, and then inculcating the habit of more confidence. That is not something that is only about me, it's all about us. Let us realize this fact and let us work towards it. So I would like to ask Naveen, what is your take? When was a particular moment for you when you have got something to be performed, to perform, and you have realized that, oh, either it could be from your manager, it could be from your school, I mean, college, or your parents, your family members, and then you have taken a step back and said that this is not a task for me, I've never done this, and probably I will end up not doing it also. And what was that experience?
So I haven't stepped back, and that kind of situation has come up so many times. Recently, I got a chance to be a manager for two interns. It's something very new. I'm not someone who's so much experienced in handling people and things, but I've taken it and somehow I'm managing things right now with them. Uh, it's challenging, but stepping back, I guess, will never make us progress, right? So, something I'm trying out in that area.
Perfect. Bharat, something from your side?
You're on mute, Bal.
Sorry. Yeah. So your mine is also actually more similar to Naveen. So actually, a year before, after I joined this company, sorry, I joined this company like 4 years before, and after 2.5 years, I have given the opportunity to lead the team. And yes, so actually, I always think about myself. I'm not good at handling people, and I'm always feeling like how can make someone do the work and make them complete perfectly in the way that we want. I always doubt myself, but so at that time I felt, so we should not miss this opportunity, and this is the time that we can make out something and do something. So I just took that opportunity, and yes, I hope I have improved a lot as a leader and in leadership skills too.
Anand, what would your take be? Toastmaster Anand, you're on mute, sir. Toastmaster Anand, you're on mute. Toastmaster Anand, you seem to be still on mute. You can try that while we request somebody else if anybody would be keen. Shavani or Priya or anyone.
So at work, it was always about moving to the next role. Whenever we had to move to the next role, even if we are trained, we have that fear whether can we go for this, can we do it, can we able to handle. And in the family, things come up. Things came up like my grandmother fell sick, and I had to coordinate everything with her surgery. At that time, it felt like I had to move a big mountain, but it felt like I can't do it. But somehow, step by step, piece by piece, I was able to push through and do it.
Now, how many of you here in this meeting would agree that breaking the habit of self doubt to build self confidence has nothing to relate with age, nothing to relate with your kind of work that you're doing, the profession that you are in? How many of you believe that? It has nothing to relate with that. Most of you, right? Even I do agree the same. It has nothing to relate with what you are doing, how you're executing. We have Anand. Anand, since you were on mute, you couldn't share much.
Yeah, no, no, no. I've removed my mic. Can I? Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes, you're audible, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to give some suggestions and tips and tools for people who are undergoing this problem. 99% of all humans, when something extraordinary, something big is interested on us, we have our own doubts. So how do you come out of it is positively you just say I can. Instead of can I, use the word I can. That will solve 50% of your problem. The next step is just see ways and means to achieve that. You just sit down for some time, plan and find out ways and means of achieving that problem and overcoming the problem and rising above the problem. And if sometimes you even have trouble thinking, you can always you do a small brainstorming session with your close friends and relatives and your well wishers, and you might get some other way as a means to overcome that. So nothing is impossible as far as I am concerned in my life. And that's how I have been living my life. And it is the same for everyone else also. The only thing is you have to change the word can I to I can first. The next is possible, all the possibilities you have to analyze. You have to start thinking in 360 degrees, not 45, 90, or even 180 degrees. Everyone is capable of thinking, but the problem is we don't. We are satisfied with one solution, but we have to see 10 solutions and find out the best solution and put it into effect. So that way you can do anything and nothing is impossible. Thank you.
Very rightfully said, Toastmaster Anand. I think to pose a question in front of our own reflections is a very difficult task. I mean, it's very easy to pose a question right in front of our eyes when you look into the mirror and said, "Can I?" That means you are doubting your own capability. But if you look at your true reflection on the mirror, and rather than posing a question to your own self, to your own mindset, to your own soul, and say asking, "Can I?" and just changing the entire tone to "I can," You can see the true reflection of confidence within your own self. You can see your face, and you'll be able to figure out how confident you have just become with that kind of mindset. So, first thing that we all need to change to remove the silo of self doubt is to have that mindset. Once you have a positive mindset to deal with things, you automatically will pose a lot of confidence within your own self. The number two fact or attitude is the behavior is attitude. How well you look at things. There are multiple opportunities that knock the door, and when the moment you see those, you should always see it as a kind of activity that will help you grow in the longer run. Your attitude towards executing the task, your attitude towards work, your attitude towards people whom you are dealing with matters a lot. The moment you start removing those behaviors, that yes, probably I can do it even though if it is not my task on a direct basis, because at times, a lot of time, at times what happens is, as individuals you need to deep dive into some of the key elements where it would have been the task of someone else, but due to some reasons that person have not been able to do it. But since you are a team member, you are a team leader, it becomes your responsibility to also step in and do your part. The first one is mindset, the second one is attitude, right? And the most important thing is co-working. You, if you are an complete independent player, you will probably be able to achieve something which has a limit. But then if you start working as a team, you are a great team player, you will have no boundaries to reach out to. You will have ample opportunities where not just will be able to do it from your own end, but at times when you struggle, when you do not have the confidence to execute it, you will have ample effort, support from others. So to work as a team also matters a lot to remove self doubt and build self confidence. Doubt can only happen when you do not have a surrounding uh, where you can actually express yourself, and a lot of times it does happen in all of us. It's a behavior. When we look into things, we feel that we may be able to achieve this, we may be successful, but until unless we have a surrounding, a positive surrounding where people are doing a lot of tasks, people are doing a lot of things to help you to achieve that task, you yourself will become confident enough to execute further tasks in the future. You very well consider this platform. There are experienced Toastmasters, there are new members joining in. There's a huge difference. There are distinguished Toastmasters, there are new Toastmasters. But then, what does the new Toastmasters learn? Being in a common platform, being in a surrounding where there are like-minded people, there are people with common goals and common focuses. One thing what they learn is to become effective communicators and learn the true essence of leadership. What people really learn out of this platform is to work together under one umbrella. Isn't it important to work as a team? It may be different. People come from different walks of life. People have different habits, people have different behaviors. But when we start synchronizing, when you start mingling with different people from different ideologies, from different behaviors, from different thought processes, from different backgrounds, you yourself will be able to understand what you are learning from them. And that is something which helps you a lot in terms of helping not just yourself but also others to build confidence. Self doubt is a gray area. Everybody will doubt on their own abilities and the abilities of others to perform. But the moment that pinch of confidence starts building up within you, you will be able to demonstrate much more. You will be able to perform even better. You will be able to do much beyond than what is really your limit. In my life, when I first joined Toastmasters 5 years ago, I never realized that in a matter of 5 years, I will probably be attaining the distinguished Toastmaster title. Never did I realize that. It all happened. When I first became a member, the first thing that I noticed that people had been in this platform for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, and only then they could become distinguished Toastmasters. When I asked this question, when I posed this question to others, some of the senior members said that you need to be uh, experienced, a veteran Toastmaster. Only then will you be able to get the title of distinguished Toastmaster. That was the message that came. But what did I do is I did study and analyze what is it that would take to become a distinguished Toastmaster. Went through the parameters. I had ample doubt in whether is it a reality that I need to spend 10 years, 15 years to become a DTM. When I went through the parameters, I understood it is achievable. And it is exactly the same thing with Toastmaster Anand said. The first question was, can I, after I listened to people? But then when I went through the parameters, my mindset changed. From can I, it became I can. And that is exactly when I started building confidence to execute one task after the other. So you also need to have a surrounding of positive people and also focus on the end goal. If you think the end goal is far away, I will just start walking on that road, on that walkway to achieve it. But I don't know what is my destination. You will probably end up not going anywhere. You need to be focused, you need to see the end goal. Even in Hindu mythology, we did have heard about Arjuna just targeting the eyes of that bird which he could see. And all the others would say that I could see the trees, I could see the bird, I can see the feathers, everything. But the focus was to hit the eye. So when it was a question to Arjuna, he did say this: I can only see the eyes of the bird, and that is when he could hit the bullseye. So you need to be very focused about what exactly is your goal, what you want to achieve out of it. What the moment you have that thing very much clear in your mind, it will never stop you from achieving it. Positive mindset, right attitude, positive surroundings, teamwork, and clear in clear end goal will help you remove the self doubt which you have within yourself and regain the self confidence. Confidence is something that each one of us have. When we say we all have fear of glossophobia, fear of public speaking, yes, Kirandeep has it, Navneen has, Bharat has it, Anand has it, Priya has it, I have it. Each one of us have the fear of public speaking. But removing the barriers of self doubt, that we can become effective communicators, we can become more confident speakers, will make us even more confident. And that's how we can speak up. That's how we will be able to communicate properly. And when it comes to leadership, leadership is just not about positions. Leadership is all about serving. You don't get a title to be called as a leader. You serve, and the moment you have followers who are leading the way, following your footsteps, you effectively can consider yourself as a leader. People should follow you. People should consider you as an idol. People should listen to you. People should really say, hey, he is the guy whom we should be following, we should be listening to. That doesn't mean that you will have a tagline, you will have a position. The leadership is also about that. And how you can say that you can become a good communicator, a good leader, is through the way of self confidence. Self confidence is something that not just is earned, but it can be built. You have to build it through the way of all the positive attitudes, mindset, surroundings, teamwork, and common goal, the goal, focus goal that you will have within yourself to achieve it. When you have all these things, you can break all barriers. We all have it in us, my friends. We all have it in us. It's just about matter of getting adapted to the situation. So this workshop basically was not to train you or to guide you or to teach you something new. It was just to put lot of focus, lot of punches on some of the things we do not realize. Sometimes we forget, sometimes we ignore, but the moment we when we come back to the original place and we understand that yes, this is what will take us to a great success, we will be able to do it. When I as an individual can do it, when Bharat as an individual can do it, we all can, we know that we can all achieve it of what we really want to do in life. So when you are in Toastmasters, you have a common platform. Get the best out of this platform that you are in. Spend ample time talking to your mentors, to your team members. Understand what needs to be done in form of becoming more confident speakers, in form of taking up more leadership roles, and this in a way will help you succeed. I can see nods of head. People are agreeing to me, which makes me happy, which makes me feel confident. And I know the self doubt that this particular workshop for the last 15-20 minutes was not a failure for sure. Because with the nod of heads, I could realize that yes, people were in sync of what I was sharing. It was relatable. It was something that could touch you from within, and that is the reason why I thought that let's not talk theoretical, let's connect with people, let's connect with the minds and the hearts of team members sitting out here, and that is how it will create a little more of impact than it would have created if I would just gone through the slides. So this is the small gist of the workshop that I wanted to have and share it with all of you. I hope everybody could relate. I'm not saying everybody could learn or get the best. Everybody are, all of you are here, are experienced Toastmasters, are veterans in your own way. In a way, my purpose was to just share my views, my opinion, my experiences, and in a way where you can just relate to each particular point of how I have been able to make an impact, and through the way of how you can also make an impact. I hope this has helped you enough, has helped you in a way where you can actually lead the way and make sure that you are able to do much better in the coming days to come. All in all, I would personally like to thank the entire team of Velour Toastmasters Club to give me this wonderful opportunity to come and share my views on the theme that could make all of you confident and remove the barriers of self doubt. Thank you once again. And with that, over to the presiding officer, Bharat or Kirandeep.
All right. So that's a great suggestion from Abhijit to overcome self-confidence and to build self-confidence. And here are some summarized points. So it's all about building right mindset, right attitude, and saying always "I can" instead of "can I." So it's really a great to all of us, and also to build a great self-confidence, and also to grab opportunities as in our career. So with this, I think it's good to go to part two of our meeting. It's about table topic session. So I want to introduce our Toastmaster Bhavishya from Ramaya Toastmasters to act and to conduct this session as table topic masters. Over to you, Bhavishya.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today I'm the table topic master. Don't make me as a teacher to pull out and make you talk. Please come voluntarily. And since the word I had travel during childhood, I used to travel when I step into college. It's exactly the same. Anybody volunteers? You wanna volunteer first? Anybody volunteers? Kirandeep Marla, can you come? Can you
Uh,
Yeah.
yes.
If you could meet up any person in the history, who would be it would be, and the person invites you to travel, complete the story.
Okay. Yeah. So if I get a chance to interact with some past persons. I would like to interact with Alexander the Great, who would travel to different continents and also different places and conquer the world. So by that way, I travel along with him, and along with the battle, we discuss some great monuments. Instead of destructing them, let's discuss the how they are built. We discuss many of the great efforts going behind that. Instead of this, I tell like that. Along with that, we have great discussions on staying and going to space. Why conquer the world? Let's go to some space and see some great monuments and also planets there. So we spend our efforts on that. That's all from my side. Over to you, Bhavishya.
It was great, Toastmasters Mala. You, one person, gets a chance to has a time travel. One thing you would like to go and fix it back, what it would be, or what it would be. Any volunteers? Volunteers, anybody? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For every human being, the best part of their life, right from birth till the end of their life, is childhoodness, school days, college days. So if I get a chance with timeline, I would like to go back to my school days, and I have done a few mistakes. I've done lost a few opportunities, and I've lost some fun and things like that. So if I get an opportunity, I will be the first person to go back to my school days, correct my mistakes, use the opportunities, and become a star, which I failed in so many fields. So that one will make me happy and memorable. Thank you, and over to the table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmasters Anand. It was so great. This next topic is I'll just who turns off the video quickly, who turns off the last, they will be the next table topic master. Who turns off at last, they will be the table topic person who will be speaking next. Come on, guys. Toastmasters Priya. Guys, you can switch on the video. Toastmasters Priya, can you talk? Describe your dream vacation.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, nice to meet all the fellow Toastmasters members and Anand sir and Bichit's session. My dream vacation has been to go to a beach vacation, island beach vacation, and it's still been a dream. It has not become a vacation yet. Probably we will hope in the next 30 years that dream manifestation comes true. I have dreamt of going to the Maldives as a gang of girls and planning, and then no execution. Then, as a family, we planned after COVID to go to Andaman in low budget and at least nearby, right? So I thought this plan will at least succeed. That also flopped. We booked all the tickets, and then my grandmother fell sick, and all gone in vain. Now, I don't know. The Toastmasters convention is happening at Bahamas. I'm checking the ticket prices every day. It's going up. Let's see if this manifests. If at all it manifests, then I will come back and give the credit back to Bhavishya Sri that she gave this topic and made me to spread this word. And probably the universe is listening and going to grant the wish this time. Thank you. Over to you.
Nice Toastmasters Priya. It was so funny and good. The same way I'm gonna do this. Who this time also who turns off the video at who whose video is on at the end, they'll be the next table topic master. Oh my god. Toastmasters Anand, can you talk?
Myself, I already spoke.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Okay.
Okay, it's okay. What's the topic?
What is the most exciting place you have traveled to?
That's a very difficult question because I've traveled to many parts of India and abroad. I've traveled right from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. I've been to Europe. I've been to Asia. I've been to US. Yes, definitely there must be one very great memorable moment. And the great memorable moment is my trip to Chicago. I had never seen ice in my life before. So during winter, we planned to go to Chicago, and my son's friend said it's really snowing heavily, and it's high time you come here and you can enjoy the snow. So my son and our family, we went on a road trip from New Orleans to Chicago, which is about 1,250 miles. So that trip was a wonderful trip because we were just moving towards the snowing thing. So it was all lush green, and then slowly you could see a little bit of snow and more snow, more snow, more snow when we were driving. And then finally, when we landed up, it was fully snowing, and it was so the whole city and was white in color. All the houses were white, all the cars were covered with snow, and the lake was frozen. And we stayed in my son's friend's house, which is just behind the lake. So we were there for about a week because snowing is always not happens every time. So when snow happens, then only you can have this soft snow, which you can make into balls and hit, or you can make statues and all that with the soft snow. So 1 week's halt, I had a wonderful time with snow. That's the most memorable part of my life. Thank you. Over to the table topic master.
Nice Toastmasters, Anand. It was so great. And still one topic is left. Anybody can volunteer. Yeah, Toastmaster Naveen. Any worst vacation experience you can share?
Okay, worst. Fine. I'm someone who travel very, 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 very rarely. So maybe yeah, once in a year or twice in a year. The worst experience maybe when you go with people who's totally extrovert, but you are kind of in the middle, introvert plus extrovert. you you can't mingle with everybody. You can only mingle with few, but that people mingling with everybody else, but you can't mingle with them. That's kind of a very difficult place to be in, and that's and also when I went to the north, I'm kind of faced totally, totally, totally. It's a embarrassing situation where everybody else is talking in Hindi, and even the people with you can talk Hindi. You can't talk Hindi, right? That's something kind of terrified me. I'm kind of foreignated, and I have to, still and watch like this. Okay, they are talking something, and I'm not sure what they are talking, but I have to note. Okay, I have understand something. That kind of difficult situation you may face in that kind of situation. So that's the part. Something I felt worse in the trips I have went. I can't say the trips were worse. Maybe this kind of situation is worse in those trips. That's it. Yeah.
It was so nice, Toastmaster Naveen, hearing the weirdest story. But I can relate with you in some parts. And back to TMOD.
Yes. And yeah. So thank you, table topic master Bhavishya. So for conducting themes are for conducting topics related to the themes and making the session more interactive. So now, as we are discussing about travel tales, I would like to take this opportunity to discuss one of my travel tale. So a few months back, I visited two Nandi Hills. I hope like people in Karnataka, Bangalore, know about this place. So like it is a wonderful experience. I went to the top of the hill in the evening, and at the day like a very beautiful breeze and the full greenery, and I felt like it is a very different, amazing place in the world. After that, I decided to stay there, and to my surprise, a group of Americans and also Nigerians also came to that place. On that day, we all gathered to one place and make one good bona fide fire, in the dark night. And there we discuss about our cultures, and they appreciate our Indian culture, and they talk about how they are also interested in traveling. And these things, after we have a very good night's sleep, in the morning we wake up early to see like amazing sunrise. At that day, we witnessed one of the great sunrise in my entire life. It was amazing experience, and with all these memories, I went back to home. And with all this, I want to make a note here that by having like those travels, it become my thoughts become more clear. I become more somewhat peace, more having self peace. It help. I'm making a note like traveling help us to make ourselves explore more and to have a more fulfilling life. With this, I want to go to the third part of our meeting. It's about evaluation. And now I request Toastmaster Divya to have a detailed report of our meeting. Over to you, Divya.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Let's have the first evaluation from Toastmaster Navi, who would be evaluating the icebreaker speaker, Toastmaster Anand. Over to you, Toastmaster Naveen.
Thanks for the intro there, Toastmaster Divya. So, coming about the speech of Anandan sir, he, he proved that he's just young in his age, not in his energy. He transferred his energy and boost in terms of his words. With his speech, he delivered so much of boost to all of us. That's something I really, really appreciated in his speech. He conveyed so much of energy to us. That's something very, very much needed for all of us. That's something very rare in most of the speeches. Coming about the good parts about his speech, his intro. He had a good intro. He had questions to ask to us, and he mentioned what are the struggles he faced. That's something relates mostly to us. We all face troubles in our life, so that can easily relate to us and make us listen to what he's saying. That's something is a good part about his speech. And the second thing is, he not only mentioned his struggles, he mentioned how he overcame it, and he gave that boost. Like, you can also do that. That's something motivated us as well. And the recommendations for him from my side is setting up his phone camera before he set up in the landscape, which may not be the right way for most of us to view and experience what his speech is. And most of the times he didn't do any hand gestures. Maybe we in the frame we didn't cover it. Maybe he did it in the frame, we couldn't see his hand gestures. If he done some hand gestures, that would add a more value to his speeches and convey his speech in a much better way. And the other thing is, he can take some pauses in his speech in the middle so that it highlight the speeches. When we go in a full flush, people may miss the main parts and just go with the flow. If we give a pass for the main parts of our speeches, it forces the audience to listen to what it is. So that's something a good part. And overall, it's a very much the most effective presentation or most effective speech I ever listened to. So I really appreciate that, sir, and thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to give this uh, report. And over to you, Toastmaster Divya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen. That was definitely a very good evaluation. You started with the positives and the recommendations, and also you summarized it well. uh, it was indeed a good one. Toastmaster Anand, I do not have much to add to what Naveen said. I would also agree with whatever Naveen said. But then, what I could see is that I didn't feel this as an icebreaker speech. I felt this more as a motivating speech, because you said from what you were when you did not have nothing till what you are currently. So I could only see that as a motivating speech. Thanks for presenting that to us, Toastmaster Anand. Now let's move on to the tag team. The timer for the day is Toastmaster Priyank. Toastmaster Priyank, can you come forward to present your report?
Thank you, General Evaluator. As I present the timer's report, the prepared speaker did an icebreaker speech. He came in at 6 minutes 10 seconds. The table topic speakers First speaker Kiran came in at 49 seconds. Table topic speaker number 2 Anand came in at 51 seconds. As a table topic speaker, I came in at 1 minute and 12 seconds. Table topic speaker 4 Anand. I couldn't time him. I got lost after I gave my speech and I was listening to what's going on. Maybe Naveen timed probably. And TT speaker number 5, Toastmaster Naveen, he came in at 1 minute 32 seconds. And Toastmaster Naveen, as a speech evaluator, came in at 2 minutes 20 seconds. And the educational speaker, me and Naveen were timing differently. I was pausing the time when Abhijit was engaging the audience, and he was timing even when the audience were talking. So then I stopped, let one person take over, and I just followed back. So that's from my side. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyank. I really like the way in the beginning that when you mentioned that you were not able to share your screen and you also searched for an alternative arrangement. So I think that's something which we all need to learn from you, because saying something in prior to the meeting is very much important, because you being the timer, you play a very major role. And that is something which I noticed, and you definitely did your job well. It could have been better in case if this was put on a screen or put on slides, and then if we had got a chance to see it. But again, I understand that when you have some difficulty of sharing the screen, this is not practically possible. So I think I should ignore that. But then this is something which I again took a chance to mention. Thank you, Toastmaster Priyank. Toastmaster Dashini, can we have the report from you, please?
Yes. So, thank you, General Evaluator. So, today in the beginning of the meeting, I actually put charts and I thought like I'll add on one, two, and here and there. But then going through the meeting, I observed that Toastmasters Club has come a long way, where I was not able to find any use. I think you guys took my advice very seriously, and I was not able to find out significantly. There were one or two. I didn't want to point it out because if people are going to take advices seriously, we don't have to give them criticism. Let's just keep motivating. So, congratulations, fellow Toastmasters Club. Today, I did not find a lot of errors. If at all, if anyone made, there are few people who made. They were all less than 5 accounts. So, congratulations, great way going. So, thank you. Over to Divya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dashini. I'm so glad to know that we have used less than 5 hours, and if at all, if someone has used it, that's something which doesn't happen often. And I'm so glad that that has happened in this particular meeting. And you started explaining about your role, and you also connected that with the theme. So that's something which I felt as unique. You also gave tips to on how to avoid as you rightly mentioned, probably everyone here have taken that seriously and that might be one of the reason. And that is something I think when one follows that, I think most of the panic situation gets eliminated from life, and we all tend to become a very good speaker. So keep up your good job, Toastmaster Dashini. Toastmaster Shavani, are you there?
Yeah,
Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Shavani.
thank you, Divya. So here is my report. The President Officer Bharat has used the jargon add colors to our section. It's an interesting compliment to give something to someone. And TMOD used the most popular quotation by Rabindranath Tagore, and he also used the word setback. And coming to Darshani, she has used the word impulsive. Impulsive means acting are done without forethought. Means we are doing without thinking about it. And the second word she has used is stammer. Speak with sudden involuntary pauses and a tendency to repeat initial words of the letters of the word. And coming to the prepared speaker Anand, he have used so many interesting words like inheritance and buck down, which means a phrasal verb to start uh, to work hard. And he also used like words like humiliating, brainstorming. And coming to the educational speaker Abhijit Roy, he has used the words triggering, dive, Ample. Ample means enough or more than enough. And coming to Priya, she has used the word manifest. So these are the words which I found very interesting throughout this section. And coming to recommendations, I didn't notice much grammatical mistakes and pronunciations, but somewhere I feel like we can inbuild some idioms in our conversations. So I would recommend every one of us to practice at least one idiom per a day and use along with its usage in sentences. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Over to General Evaluator Divya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravani. Your report is precise, definitely. You could have used visuals at the end too, if possible, but then you covered up by using it in the beginning of your explanation of the report. You can tell me what better is showing than using visuals, like more than the hearing, right? Visual works. And also I could also see a lot of hard work in each of these slides that you have prepared, so that's something, kudos to you. And just one thing to nitpick would be this, people tend to forget things very easily, and especially me, or I would say for that matter anybody, because when we are so deep dive into the topic, we tend to forget things. So it could be better in case if the word of the day is being put on the chat during the table topics, in the beginning of the table topics, or during the table topics once again, so that the members get a wider chance to use it.
Yes, sure.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Shavani. Moving on to my general evaluation, I would just like to make one point here before I move on to my general evaluation. The evaluation that is given here in Toastmasters, especially, it is for the roles that people take, and it's not the individual evaluation. I'm not here to evaluate Toastmaster Kirandeep or Toastmaster Priya. They are all the best in whatever they are. So I'm really not going to do that. It's just the roles what we each and every person has taken in Toastmasters. So, with this note, I would like to begin my evaluation. Toastmaster Ahmed, SA Sergeant at Arms, I hope you're there. Toastmaster Anand, you started it, you were warm, welcoming, and also you explained about the theme first, and then you moved on to the ground rules. And I felt that you've utilized the stage as Sergeant at Arms very well. So all those were definitely very good. Just one thing again from a very personal note, in case if you can be somewhat energetic, then I feel that that vibes can be passed on to all the members of the Toastmasters here, because we all come from a different background, we all come from different walks of life, and there might be a lot of things in us before we come to a Toastmasters meeting, and we all come here to have fun. So in case if the first person who starts the meeting is so much energetic, I'm sure that will change the mood of whoever is the listener. So think about considering my decision. Thank you, Toastmaster Ahmad. We move on to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kiran Deep. You were energetic, you were smiling throughout, you were interactive. You also mentioned about a quote. You asked a lot of questions, and everybody present here, you made them to answer, is what I would say. Because at times, when you could hear answers only from one or two people, you again made them to answer. You encouraged them by asking a lot of questions, and also you had presence of mind. Being Toastmaster of the Day, it's always important to have. When one of the member was mic was on, you also alerted them saying that, okay, kindly mute it. So all these were something which definitely one has to learn from you. And apart from that, if I have to again say a slight recommendation, it would be this. Only Toastmaster of the Day gets a chance to explain about the course of the meeting, where we have three different segments. And I think if the guests are present here, they would definitely be looking forward. Otherwise, I have also experienced this as a guest when I'm present in the meeting, and if I'm not getting to know how a meeting goes, then as a guest, I don't understand what's happening in a session. So it's always advisable to say that there are three sessions in a meeting, and I think that is something which you can try considering it. And also it would be good in case if you can pace down, because you were too fast in the beginning, and I was also finding it slightly harder to understand. So that in order to become a better speaker, you can try challenging yourself to pace down. Or I would not say I would not especially say pace down, because for today whatever you have spoken, for that it is paced down. Otherwise, you have your own strengths, you can think about how you can do it, and you can definitely work on that. All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kirandeep. Toastmaster Bharat, the president of Velu Toastmasters Club. As always, you keep spreading your smiles to everyone. You wear smile throughout your conversation, and always as a president, you have been a very good leader, because only a leader sees things differently. And as a leader, whatever you have to convey to the club, you did it very well in the beginning of the speech. And just one thing, if I have to say, it would be this: probably you can use the terms that the president must use, where it is called to order meeting number, and then it would have been good in case if guest introduction were taken, because it again, if any guests are present here, they, and in case if they are new to Toastmasters, they would be more interested to drop in. And also, when the guests are paid more attention, they feel like staying in the meeting throughout. And probably, I don't know why that had got missed out from you today. So this is something which you can try not skipping in the future. And Toastmaster Bhavyesh Shri, your TTM topics were too good. That was interactive too. That were interactive too. You made everyone to speak, and you also used a lot of innovative methods so that members do not lose interest. And also that also checked about the alertness of the members that were present, who were present here. So I, that was something which I definitely liked it. Now, to just to summarize it, what I would say is that I've given individual evaluation, but then let me tell overall what I liked about today's meeting. Every member present here, without hesitating, they came forward to help others, and this is something which we do not get to see in a lot of Toastmasters meeting. So that is something which I felt that that is one of the good quality which I have, is what I feel. But then when I was able to see that here as a club, I felt overwhelmed. That is something which is definitely all the other people should learn. And one more thing would be, the role players can rename, so that anybody from outside, when they come, or any of the members present here itself, they know how, when to tag the timer, or they would also know who are the people who are doing the roles, along with their introductions. Because I don't know what Bharat does, I don't know what Shravani does. Nobody knows here from where do I come from. So I think that is also something. In fact, even I missed out on that. Apologies for that. I think I should also have that prior to the meeting. And agenda is one more thing which will help us to plan our time, because every member time is very precious. In case if we have the agenda in hand, then it will help us to allot time, and we will not go over time, and we'll be very strictly sticking to the agenda in order to save time and to make us attend all our future meetings. I'm done with my evaluation. I had a very great time here. With this note, I would like to hand over the control to Toastmaster Kirandeep.
Yes. Thank you,
Yeah,
General Evaluator Divya, and also your army of professionals who have given a very great detailed feedback. And this definitely help us to become
yeah.
great speakers and also great professionals and future leaders too. And with that, I think
Yes. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. So I just, I think we have missed the listener's report. I'll just ask few questions
Yeah,
and finish it
you
off.
can.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
generally, I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
sorry. You can present it now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No problem. No problem, Divya. Yes. So I hope everybody were keen in today's session. It was completely engaging, and I have only very few questions. I think even you guys can answer it easily. I hope. Let me just test it out. Okay. So yeah. So actually, the person who I'm saying, like, if I'm mentioning that person, he should not answer for that, and the rest of the people in the floor can answer. Okay. So for this question, Anandan should not answer for this. Like, what is the, so Anandan told like he had traveled to many places and he had many memorable. I mean, he traveled to a lot of places, and he told one place which is a memorable moment or a memorable place for him. So what is that one place?
Chicago.
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 Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. All right. And the next question. So for this question, Priyank should not answer. Well, so Priyank has told like she has traveled. She has the willing of traveling to islands. more islands, but she didn't yet travel it. And she finally told she would like to travel. I mean, she's planning to travel one island. So what is that?
Andaman
She
Nicobar,
told Shad
Maldives.
that
Yeah.
no. She told that she'll be travel. She's planning to travel this one.
Bahamas.
Maldives. Oh,
Yeah, Bahamas is the
Bahamas.
correct.
ah,
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Let's give kudos to Caroline. So Bahamas is the place where our international convention is going to take place. Our world champion of public speaking is going to, the contest is going to take place. And yes, and I hope that she will take place there and achieve her dream, right? And yes, and for this question, Kirandeep should not answer. So Kirandeep has mentioned like he traveled to Nandi Hills in Bangalore, and he told that he found two foreigners. So who are those two foreigners?
American and Nigerian.
Germans
Sorry, can you repeat again?
and
American and
Nigerians.
Okay, I think Shravani answered it right. So Darshini, you told Germans, right?
Germans and Nigerians.
Yeah, so actually it's American and Nigerian. Oh,
Oh,
yes. So yeah, I think Darshini has answered half of the answer correct, and Shravani has answered it clear. Yes. So kudos to both of you, right? And the final question. So for this, Kirandeep should not answer. So in the beginning of Kirandeep's TMOD script, he asked all of us about one skill that we all know it or not. So what is that skill?
skimming.
Yes, exactly. So he asked about swimming, right? I hope we all had a very good session and it was completely engaging, and that's why you all have answered the all the questions in a very easy way. Just after I uttered the question, you uttered the answers. So yes, so kudos to each and every one of you, and I hope to be we'll be having great sessions like this in future days too. Over to you, Kiran.
yes. So, guys, like we had a wonderful session today and we discussed many travel things. And I hope we travel through imaginations and discuss many places. For example, just to mention, as Darshini mentioned, she like rasgullas in West Bengal, and I hope she get them soon. And Caroline mentioned like she wanted to visit all the temples and see the spirituality in Bangladesh. Definitely, she will experience that soon. Just like that, Naveen, bachelor, wanted to visit at Goa, and let's see it happen soon here. And Bharat, I hope your unplanned events will go with your friends soon, and definitely wish wholeheartedly for that. And regarding, one second. Yeah. So regarding Anandan's speech, I definitely like it, and he's a true person who we need to inspire for our younger generation like us, who he taken setbacks as achievements and taken a great life again. And not only this, like we have a great speech today about self doubts and how to overcome and make have a good confidence to grab the opportunities when we come, and always say I can instead of can I. On having a right mindset, positive attitude, and working as a team, definitely make us to have a higher level of what we are actually now. With this, I want to share like some important points, like what are the benefits we get when we travel. And if you travel, right, we get like able to explore new origins and new cultures. Not only this, and we make new friends, networking also, and we are able to experience of good confidence by meeting these people. Right, we are able to get like what is the true hidden talents of us, and able to achieve new also good skills of us. Now, as you guys mentioned in the meeting, you wanted to visit some places. I too had some places to visit, and I would like to share here. And I hope you're seeing this person here, and he wanted to visit all the different planets in the space. And I want to visit Mars and also Jupiter, Saturn, these things. And I hope these are possible. Not for now, but I think it's good to edit at least to see myself there. And Did I share my screen? Oh,
No.
sorry, guys. Yeah. So let me see. This is a person who wanted to visit and explore all the planets, and I wanted to visit Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, everything. And I hope in near future it will happens. Yes. And with this, I want to make an end note. So we came end of our session, and is it really the end? Absolutely not. And this kind of awareness help us to make us to go to more travels and more create more experience memories throughout our life. And I am privileged to be served as Toastmaster of the day. And thanks for cooperating well. And I thank you everyone and to have with you all great travel memories and imaginations. Thank you. Over to you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Kirandeep, for filling our Sunday with a lot of memories and a lot of funny moments. So it was really a great session, and you put a great show as a Toastmaster of the day, right? And I hope you all felt the same. So yeah. So before closing the session, there is one thing that I wanted to inform that. So in the upcoming week on 17th June, so we'll be having club elections. So I think most of our members are new, so they might not be knowing about what how elections would be and how it goes and what are the roles that we have. So we will be having a briefing about the election in the next 2 days. Like it will be just for around 15 to 20 minutes to understand how the election process goes and what are the rules there, and so the process will be explained by a person who is the election chair. And yes, so it will be probably by Tuesday, the evening time. So you'll be having it just for 15 to 20 minutes. I'll just confirm it, and I'll just tell you on the exact timings. And yes, so any one of you can, anybody can volunteer for the club officer's role, and you can take it up. And yes, we will be having voting and those kind of things. Yes, it will all be briefly explained on that election briefing, right? And also one more announcement is that we will be having our anniversary celebration on 18th June. And so that is going to happen in hybrid mode. So people who can attend online can attend online, and people who can attend in offline mode in Velo can also attend it. And yes, so yeah, so let's put a great show there, and we will be having the one more important thing is that we will be having our immediate past district director Satish Menon is going to come to our session in offline mode. And yes, he is one of the experienced Toastmasters, and yes, we can learn a lot from him. So let us see that. Let us expect we will have a great show on our 5th year anniversary celebration on June 18th. So yeah, every one of you must be there, and we can enjoy a lot. So yeah, apart from this, for this session, I would especially like to thank Toastmaster Divya and Toastmaster Priyank and Toastmaster Bhavishya who have been outside role plays and helped us to make this session in a great way. So I think only Divya is there with us, and thank you so much, Divya, for taking up the role of general evaluator and giving us some beautiful recommendation that we can implement in our next sessions. Yes, we will all take that and we will implement that. Thank you. Yes. And I think we have reached the end of the session, and I hope we have finished the session on time too. And it's time to enjoy the rest of our Sunday. Yes. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.